I'm not into slapping anyone around. But it's like there's days when I've needed a slap and he's slapped me. And there's days when he's needed a slap, so I've slapped him. I went on a big fight, we hadn't talked for about 2 months. You know, I'm going like that. Just like that. And then we just sort of like grown up one day. I went, nah, I've got to start talking. I mean, in a band, it's not right for all the other people in the band. And they're coming in after the gig, we get off after down the Walrus, and everyone else, them three stay on. Come backstage, me and him are like, oh, proper, you know what I mean? So we had a chat with the manager and said, right, you know what I mean, it's not right, this ain't healthy, so chill.
But the music's easy, the music's dull.
He's not writing for me, he's writing for him. He's writing some bits for me, you know what I mean, and for the band and that, but he just writes his thing and that, and it's right with me. He's the man, he writes the gear, that's it. I think it's good, you know what I mean, because I think it's really good that way, because then you ain't got loads of people, and you know what I mean, going, oh yeah, well I think this bit goes here, and it worked for a lot of other bands, you know what I mean, and it made nice things, but he's got it sewn up. He's wrote songs that, you know what I mean, he's got hundreds and hundreds of songs that are just mega and they go different, you know what I mean, different, it's totally different from what we're doing now. So why interfere? Just let him get on with it.
Do you listen to your own songs then?
Oh, yeah,
of course.
Love him. Yeah. He writes the songs, it's different, because I don't write anything, so I'm a fan of him. Do you know what I mean? Of his music, and that's good, you know what I mean? As well as being in it, I don't need no other band. All I need is the Beatles and him. It's simple.
Good.
I was going to say, Liam, the group was already up and running before Noel joined. What was it like having your big brother come in and take over?
It was his saving grace.
He was having it, but he weren't running, he weren't really going anywhere.
Right.
It's good. It was needed, and you know what I mean? Like, people going, oh yeah, but how do you feel about him taking over? He's took over the songs, you know what I mean? He's not took over the way the band's run. Right. Or way I'm going to run my life, he's not took over me.
Yes, I have.
No, he hasn't. He took over the structure of the songs and the way the songs should be, which is right. Yeah. Gives a bit of discipline. But he's not took over the vocals, you know, the guy who stands in front of that, but he's not took over that, because that's me.
No. The band was called Oasis before I joined.
Yeah, we was
together about, I don't know, a month or something.
Yeah, well, about 2 months or something, but we never done a gig.
2 months.
You know, we never done a gig. never done a gig. And it was, we were
that's what I seen you was at a gig.
Yeah, that's it. But we never done a lot of gigs, we done one gig. And it weren't doing anything, and I knew it weren't doing anything. We needed
the band.
Yeah, I knew it. I was like that, and that's why I got so like in it. I thought once I put my foot in the door, our kid will come home and be gutted because that's what he's up for. But you know, he finds it hard being himself nowadays and that. Oh, them days and that. Oh, yeah. So like, I knew once I got in there, he'd be up for it. So he'd come along and he had the songs which we needed because we needed a songwriter.
I mean, it's like I owe my career to this man.
No, you don't.
Diamond.
Well, they went round and said, "Here's a tape. What do you think of this, man?" Thinking that he might like it, but he went, "It's f***ing party as shit, man." You know what I mean? I was like, well, you stop sitting on your arse all day and get out there and do them songs you've been writing and that. So then you did.
What's it like being brothers in a band?
He's speechless, look at that.
It's alright, I think it's alright, mate. I think it's very, very funny.
I mean, if you row, what sort of things do you row about?
Everything. We don't even have to row. All we've got to do is look at each other in a certain kind of way, and we row. Without even like opening our mouth, it's just going inside our heads, you know what I mean? And we go.
How hard is it for two brothers to be working in the same band?
It's weird. It's alright. It's alright sometimes, and sometimes it's mad. You know what I mean? But it's just brothers, innit? It's what it is. If you've got a brother, you'll know about it. You know what I mean? It's like sisters or whatever.
It's better than being in a band with your sister.
Yeah.
Because we haven't got a sister, so.
But you have to see a lot of each other.
Oh yeah. It's good. I don't know. In a way, it's good, and in a way, it's not good.
You have good days and bad days.
Yeah.
You just
try and ignore each other, and just get on with it.
And does the bad days look like what I've read in The Enemy, where it's like you have brotherly fights all the time and all that?
Not all the time, most of the time. And not many fights, you know what I mean? We just have arguments and sometimes have a few fights, but it's not all the time. Not again.
What's been the most elaborate piece of destruction you've been involved in as a group?
Destruction?
Yeah.
Him blackening his head. and him whacking me in the nose.
Fairy tales.
Not fairy tales at all.
Fairy tales.
He's had it. He thought he could have me one night. Got a bit lippy in a club. So he woke up the next morning with a big like red mark above his head.
Do you respect Noel? Is he always right?
Nope.
When is he wrong?
When I'm right.
Do you really argue as much as it's made out?
Yeah. Having a good run at the moment. I haven't argued for about a day. Pretty good.
So you argue every day usually?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Because of brothers.
I want to talk about people that you admire, people that from your life, people in your real life, people that you admire. Who would you?
My mum. My mum, our kid, with a brother.
Talking about people inspiring you, do you find that each other, you inspire each other, you spark off, you still do?
Well, Noel inspires me, I don't know if I inspire him. Yes, he does. He knows it, he does.
Oh, cheers, do thanks.
He knows it, he does.
Sometimes a good pat on the fucking shoulder for a couple of quid.
No.
Oh, no, it doesn't even mean that.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Has your relationship changed over the last year?
Yeah, of course it has, yeah.
In what way?
Yeah. He's got
We
more...
don't see a lot of each other than that every now and again, which is nice.
He's got more paranoid. He thinks that the world's against him.
Yeah, and he full of shit, because I don't think that, so...
Yes, he did.
Take that back and watch that having fucking zillions knocking on my door. What's,
He knows he's a genius, but he won't admit it.
I will admit I'm a fucking genius, I've been tired one forever.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, he inspires me like, more than I inspired him.
In what way, though?
Look, my mum inspires me, my wife inspires me, my little stepson inspires me. Bottles of lager inspires me.
Yeah,
well, that goes without saying, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you know, some of that you love and some of that, like, listens to you. Like, you inspire me, Stephen, when you get a bit of chance to listen to me.
What do you think of the Chemical Brothers?
All right.
And Noel?
All right. Okay, that kid's great.
You have no problem singing someone else's thoughts?
No, I don't care.
I mean, it's obviously it's work to this.
It's the same thought as me, and he's thinking the same thing, and we both live the same lives. Okay. So obviously we're both from the same, you know what I mean? If something happens, you know, we're both walking down that same road, aren't we? So obviously we're thinking the same. I think if you know, everything he writes and that, I can relate to. I'm not changed that much.
How about Noel? Because Noel's not going to be a father soon too, right?
No, he's going to be one in February.
But that's pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty soon. Yeah.
Do you think it'll change him?
I don't think so. No, he's stuck in his ways, that lad.
Do you
I
think?
hope it does actually, because he could do it chilling out.
I thought maybe perhaps you
He
both.
gets a fucking right hook.
You both becoming fathers might actually change something between the two of you too.
No, me and him are fine. Me and him have always been fine.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's something needs to be changed, but it might.
Oh yeah, we'll go to like daddy meetings.
With all the press and all the.
Yeah, well then they're silly, aren't they? For not,
then
then they're silly for not keeping the faith, have they? You know what I mean? We're here for a long time. We're here for another 10 years. You know what I mean? That's about it.
Do you have a plan? Do you think, okay, we're going to go there, we want to achieve this, and then I'm going to quit?
No, well, we've only done 4 albums. You know what I mean? And before we split up, I don't think we'll ever split up. We'll just end. You know what I mean? And,
no.
Yeah, we're not into splitting up's like split up. Let's go split up. You know what I mean? I don't like you anymore. No, we're never going to do that.
All right, just keep quiet.
Because we're brothers. No, we'll just call it a day. You know what I mean? We'll just go, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And then call it a day. We'll never split up. But before we do end and call it a day, I'd like to have a lot of albums. You know what I mean? To look back on instead of just 4. 4's not enough.
And how are you and your brother getting on?
All right.
Yeah.
Same as before. You know. We've never really not got on.
No. I think there's a lot to be said for brothers and sisters.
Yeah, we're just like brothers, you know what I mean? You have the ump and that, you know, we don't really see that much of each other. We don't.
Is that through choice though, or is that
That's just through because that's the way we are.
Yeah.
You know, I know him inside out, he knows me inside out. And once you know someone that well and that, you don't need to be looking round to see what they're up to, you know what I mean? He goes and does his thing, I bump into him in a lift every now and again and go, 4. And he'll go, 4, and I'll go, that's where I'm going. And we go down the floor, and then he goes left, I go right, and that's it.
Really?
Yeah, man.
So you don't like pop down to the local?
No. What do I do that for?
I don't know, I do with my brother.
That's girly tackle, isn't it?
No, I've got a big brother. Big 6'4" brother.
For a bit walk in the park now. Okay, Liam, let me just get the umbrella in case it rains.
You can both strap your babies to your front.
No. No chance.
So you're going to give him any tips for his baby then?
Not really, no. I think he knows the score, actually.
Yeah? Good.
You know, I was going to ask why Noel and you don't do interviews together, but I guess I've just answered my own question. You'd probably kill each other. Do you ever do interviews together?
I know, we've just got different views on things, you know what I mean? He thinks he's the man, I think I'm the man, and that's the basic it is, you know what I mean? You'd be a piggy in the middle if you do, and you wouldn't be able to get your job done, because we'd just end up rooking and just...
We'd play referee, I'd have both ends.
Yeah, it'd be like, you know, we wouldn't be fighting, we'd just be going, no, and it'd just end up childish, you know? I think what I'm doing is right for the band, and he thinks what he's doing is right for the band, which is making music. I think I'm living it, and I think I think we're both doing a good job.
Right.
Of it.
Yin and yang.
Yeah, but, you know, then we all step down to the looks, and I think I win. Big time.
You've written your first Oasis track, I understand, this album as well, entitled Little James. Can you tell us something of the story behind that? Because I know that's a tribute to Patsy and her son, James.
Yeah, I just playing these 3 little chords messing about, and it's, you know, pretty rubbish at first, and then I just wrote these words all in one go. It took me about 5 minutes, you know what I mean?
And so how did that become then a song on the album?
I don't know, I didn't play it Noel, because, you know, he's one of them. So I played it a couple of other people, and
What do you mean he's one of them?
He's one of them, innit, you know what I mean? You know, he's one of them. So
Would he have done that?
Oh, yeah, so I played it all his mates, and then his mates went, going, yeah, have you heard your kid's song and that? And then he sort of, like, preferred to go with them instead of me, you know what I mean? So that was it.
So you reckon if you'd said it, he'd have
I think Paul Weller said it was a good song, so then automatically he thinks it's great. So.
You think, does he listen to Paul? Do you think?
Yeah, I've got to go through Paul first.
Oh, right. Does that enrage you?
Yeah, it does actually, yeah, but never mind.
Latest news we heard about Oasis is that Noel is no longer in the band at this moment, but he will play in England. Can you explain that situation to the Dutch viewers?
Well, we had a little fight, a little argument, and he left. And that was it, really, and that's the way it is. And, you know, I'm not too mad about it. That's, you know, he's a big boy, he's got to sort his own shit out. He's got to realise that he's in a band and he's not Noel Gallagher's fucking Muppets, you know what I mean? You know, and it's not Noel or Liam's band, it's Oasis. And anyone who's not thinking about Oasis, when they're in Oasis, shouldn't be in Oasis, you know what I mean? If anyone else is in the band and they're thinking about solo careers and fucking all that bullshit, should go and have a fucking time out to think about what's going on, because I give my all to this fucking band and I always will, and everyone else does. And I wouldn't dream of being a fucking writing songs for my little solo fucking career. Bullshit.
You sound really pissed off with him.
I'm pissed off because I'm in a band. I travel the world for this fucking band, and I take a lot of shit through this band, and I give my all to this band, and I just can't understand how someone would be thinking, right, going solo.
Is he planning of going solo?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Yeah.
He's not here in this band now, is he?
No.
So he looks that way, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
But we still carry on without him.
And there is no way that he is going to be connected with Oasis in the future?
But he says he's going to play these gigs in Wembley, and then we'll see how it goes there. And if there's still solo, I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm here with the band, and we're going to play the gig. And whatever Noel Gallagher's up to, I hope he's having a great time, and I hope he's getting a nice suntan. I hope he's got his feet up.
How's the harmony of the band?
That's really good.
Do you like each other?
We love each other, yeah, man. Yeah.
And listen, you know, the fact that Noel wasn't there, and that came as a surprise to all the public, of course. And can you go back and tell us a bit, you know, what happened, your point of view, of course?
Well, we've done a gig, we cancelled a gig in Barcelona because Alan hurt his wrist. And then we just started drinking all day. And I was just getting asked in interviews about solo albums. And, you know, I don't want to hear about solo music or people in a band doing solo stuff. It's no good to the band, it's no good for a band if someone's thinking about doing solo stuff. So we had a little argument about it and a little bit of a fight, and that was that. And it takes, you know, it's not just Noel, you know, it takes two to argue.
Of course, of course.
But, you know,
I just want to hear your point of view as well.
We just had a little argument, and that was the end of it. And then he went off home, and I stayed here, and that's that.
No, I'd have gone. Of course, I'd have gone back. What are they going to do without me? Fucking bonehead take over or something. Fucking don't think.
Liam, what would you have done with him if he came back?
Fuck knows. Fuck knows, okay. Who knows? Who cares, because he's back.
Is that still the sort of situation? Look at each other in the wrong way, or have you kind of gone past that?
We can do, yeah. It just depends, you know. There's always going to be like little rows and that. There should always be, but it's not as much as what it used to be.
Because it's a lot more
It's a lot more...
Everyone's a lot, I'm a lot happier than what I used to be, which is nice. Yeah. And I think he is. And
it's a better class of rowing now, it's more refined.
Yeah.
Why are you...
We just send each other's lawyers letters.
What?
No, fuck off! See him! He's a fucking cunt and I hate him and I love him. And he twists my melon, man. He's the best songwriter in the fucking world. And I swear to God, he's he annoys me and I hate him.
What about you and Noel? I mean, boys in a family, siblings, they row growing up.
Yeah.
When you have to work with a guy, you know, on tour and so on, 24 hours a day, how bad does it get? Because you'll say things to a brother that you'd never say to a stranger.
Yeah.
So
we get on all right, you know.
Yeah, but
you know, we're not in love, you know.
I know, but do you give him a hard time? Does he give you a hard time?
Yeah, of course, yeah. We all give each other hard times, but that's, you know, you know, we get on great.
How's you and Noel these days?
Not good.
Not good?
Not good.
But you play together?
Yeah, because he likes Oasis and I like Oasis. So I'm not leaving, and he's not leaving. So we've got to do it, you know what I mean? But we don't get on. You know, there's no, can't be arsed, man. He's different and I'm different, so... Yeah, we've done well. 15 years, 15 years of having problems together, we've done pretty well.
What's the secret, do you think?
Having problems. I think the minute we start getting like happy and holding hands and being like other bands, and then I think it'll be over. This is the tension, you know what I mean? It's like he wants to outdo me and I want to outdo him. You know?
And always, if we can talk about it.
Yeah, man.
What about your relation with Noel nowadays?
I haven't seen him. You know what I mean, we weren't really speaking that much anyway while the tour was going on, so he'd go and do his thing, I'd do my thing, you know what I mean? And he'd sort of get off after the gig, or I'd get off after the gig. So if I didn't have much to say to him when we were on tour, I've certainly got fuck all to say to him these days, you know what I mean? So we don't see each other. So, which is sad, but that's life. Only, you know, time might, you know, in a couple of years we might grow up, you know, and speak to each other. But at the moment, we're still very childish, you know what I mean?
What do you miss the most about the Oasis period?
I don't miss much about it at the moment because it's still, you know, it's only like a couple of months ago, you know, but I'll obviously miss singing the songs. I'll obviously miss, you know, going on tour with the lads and playing to the fans and that. And I obviously miss our kids, you know what I mean? But that's life, you know what I mean? You know, no one's dead, you know what I mean? So we just got to carry on and just keep doing what I think is right to do, you know what I mean?
What happened in that unfamous night?
On August the 28th, apparently, well, me and our kid get to the gig. I've given him a couple of own truths about a few people that have been knocking around the band, stirring shit. So I told him a couple of things, and he better tell these people to stop fucking mouthing off about my band and all that, and he didn't like it. So he got his ball and he ran home and split the band up. But the reason why Noel left the band is nothing to do with an argument. You'd have to ask him when he comes in if he ever comes out of his house again. But I think Noel didn't want to be in Oasis. I think he'd had enough, you know what I mean? But he didn't have the balls to tell the fans or his band, and he just dramatised another silly argument that we had. He's made out as if it's the worst argument ever. I've had bigger arguments with my toenails, you know what I mean? So I just think it was an excuse for him to up sticks, you know what I mean? I don't think he wanted to be in Oasis anymore. And that's about it, you know what I mean, really? I think he wants to go and do his own thing, which is fine. But you should have the balls, and you shouldn't go around lying saying that I intimidated him, his girlfriend, or I intimidated his children. You know what I mean? I don't intimidate women, and I'd never intimidate a child. And as for his friends, he hasn't got any, so I don't know what he's fucking on about. You know what I mean?
No Christmas together with Noel, the kids?
We've never had a Christmas together. I think the last Christmas we had together was when we lived together with our mum. Our kid's a bit miserable, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you don't want to be around him at Christmas.
You know what I mean? He's like Scrooge. You know what I mean?
No,
He's like Scrooge.
Yeah, he's miserable. Like he's miserable all year round. So imagine him at Christmas when he's got to fucking buy you a present.
C'è Maretta. Dice non abbiamo comunque mai fatto il Natale insieme da quando non abitavamo insieme.
So birthdays and Christmas, he gets really miserable because he's got to get his hand in his pocket. You know what I mean? And buy you a present.
He's got what?
He's got to get his hand in his pocket and buy a present. You know what I mean? Flash the cash and that. So
tipo i ricci in tasca. You also been very protective of Noel sometimes.
Yeah, I love my brother, you know what I mean? Without a doubt. But I also, you know, think he's a bit of an idiot sometimes.
Gli voglio bene, però insomma alla fine quando mi girano le palle.
I'm just being honest, you know what I mean? People asking me about what I'm doing, I'm telling them how it is. And I'm telling people asking me about Noel, I'm not going to shut up shop and go, you can't speak about your brother, he's my brother. You know what I mean? And people forget that he's been speaking about me in recent things and they just think that I'm the one who's blabbing it, you know what I mean? But he's doing his thing, we're doing our thing. I wish him all the best. Don't release it the same day as ours because we'll have you. And feeling really confident about that, you know what I mean? But I don't wish him any bad. He's my brother, you know what I mean? I love him to death, you know what I mean?
Are you talking with each other?
No, I've not spoke to him. I didn't really speak to him that much anyway. We didn't really speak that much, you know what I mean? So all this thing about fighting all the time, he was doing his thing, I was doing my thing. We only met on stage, you know what I mean?
I remember when we were have to go and report about it, and no one knew what happened and stuff with the breakup, but it sounds by all accounts like maybe it wasn't as explosive an event back there in that dressing room as the reality.
No, it wasn't. Not in my books. It wasn't. It wasn't.
Are you guys speaking at the moment?
Not really, no. Which is a shame because we're brothers, but you know, it's a big thing for me and him splitting up. You know what I mean? And, like, people can laugh it off and all that tackle, but you know, it's sad when two family members, whether you're in a band or not, don't get on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think we'll speak at some point.
How's your mom taking this? Does she see this something?
She thinks we're stupid, doesn't she? You know, she just wants.
Yeah.
Does she try to, like, as moms do, try to put you back together?
She's just like, get over yourself. You know what I mean? You just think, you're just in a band. You know what I mean? You're not curing cancer or anything. We're making music. You know what I mean? She just thinks we're stupid. That's probably right.
Yeah, and your I'm sure your mom is like the one person who's never afraid to tell you and Noel what she thinks. You know what I mean? Like, she'll always shut you guys down because she loves you both. But you know it's that thing, you know.
Listen, we'll probably chat at some point, but at the moment, he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. You know what I mean? I've just got off the road with him. We only split up in August, so I've had enough of him for a bit. I'm sure he feels the same way.
There's that old phrase, time heals all wounds.
And it's true, and it's also the brother thing, the sibling. You've been grown up together in the same rooms for all those years as well. I mean, that's true. Now,
and do you reckon you're better without him?
Yeah.
I had a funny feeling you'd say that, Liam.
No, I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't think we were better. You know what I mean? I'd have got myself a job or something. You know what I mean? I'm not here to make up the numbers. I think we will in time be better. Oasis had a big legacy. You know what I mean? But I think we're going in the right direction.
And you didn't muck about, did you? Oasis split up, and then you started BDI the same night, didn't you?
Yeah.
We had a bit of a rest, a couple of hours.
The length of time from the lobby to the bar, that's how long it took.
Yeah.
It's normally about 5 minutes.
Now, it was caused by an argument, the split, weren't it?
Yeah.
So what started the fight?
Just the usual nonsense, you know what I mean? Just nothing about music, just personal stuff, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
But it was gearing up over 18 years, you know what I
mean? Was it going to blow at any minute? Were you like, Jesus, this is going to go down?
Me and him were just going like that, were you? In about 2 years' time.
Now, I heard you smashed one of his favourite guitars. Did that happen? Did you smash up Noel's favourite guitar?
No, it was the other way around. He smashed one of mine.
No.
Yeah, I did. I've still got it in pieces.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Is it like,
It's a shame, yeah. It was a nice guitar, man.
Yeah.
It's rock and rollistic, man. It'll be worth a few quid that in a couple of years' time.
Yeah. Oh, it will, wouldn't it?
And it's in bits. I can sell it off bits, you know what I mean? 50 grand for the arm.
Yeah.
That's my pension.
After the fight, Noel said, it was with some sadness and great relief to tell you that I quit Oasis tonight. I could not go on working with Liam a day longer.
No.
Now, you've both threatened to leave this band before. We've heard it. How many times have we heard it? How many times have you two heard it?
Quite a few.
Did you think he was joking and he'd be back?
No.
It's really that bad?
Yeah, man.
By the way he types it out, he meant business.
Was it all in uppercase?
Yeah.
And you know if there ain't a LOL at the end. Now, you've always been mates with Noel. Does Liam still let you talk to him?
It's not up to Liam, but I mean, I don't actually speak to Noel that much anymore. I mean, he's always been pretty private outside the work thing.
Yeah, we keep in touch.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah, man.
You don't have to, like, if Liam comes in the room and go, oh, it's my doctor. Oh, yes. Maybe in a few years' time, Wembley Stadium, Oasis, back together, one night only.
For the January sales, yeah.
For the January
That's it happening, man. There's no point, is it? You know what I mean?
All right, then. Let's talk about the wedding. He got married, didn't he, last week?
Yeah, he got married, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it was a nice day out, man.
Yeah. You didn't go, did you? You were touring.
I was in Chicago. I never got invited anyway.
What?
I didn't get the invite.
You didn't get... Oh, come on.
We're not talking, you not heard?
Are you really not talking? Are you genuine?
Yeah, no, seriously, Oasis split up, man.
All right.
I didn't get the invite. I wouldn't have gone anyway, you know what I mean? I'm busy doing this, you know what I mean?
So what was your mum like? Was she furious that you weren't there?
No, I think she's glad, man, that I wasn't there, actually, you know what I mean?
Because you know what? You've had a drink and started a
Well,
fight
I've had
again.
a drink at it, they've all gone pear-shapes, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Dynasty gone mad.
Dynasty?
Dynasty? Yeah. No invite, mate, no wedding.
You didn't get him a Presley or anything?
There's toasters in the post.
How's it, you know, when you're doing this live, obviously in rehearsal, because you've not played a gig yet, does it feel weird without having Noel there?
No. Don't feel, honest, man, it don't feel weird. I reckon it'll feel weird for him, not having me not there. That'll be weird, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon it will, yeah. But does it not feel...
Don't feel weird, no.
Yeah. I mean, do you actually miss him at all?
Do I actually miss Noel?
Yeah.
Not yet, no.
Yeah. Have you not spoken to each other since
Not
then?
spoke to him. But that'll happen. Hopefully it will happen. It'll be sad if we don't, but we will. But at the moment we're still, you know, I'm busy doing this and he's probably busy doing his thing, but, you know, it'll happen when it happens.
And is there no chance you're going to speak to Noel at some point?
I don't know, man. I mean, listen, we had an argument. We always had arguments. That's the way it was. I don't think it was about an argument. I think our kid wanted out. So I think he'd done his time with the band and that, and which is fair play, but all he had to do was go, look, I'm doing my thing. I think we've run our course. Fine, we had an argument. We always argued. And that was purely about him being a dick and me being a dick, and that's allowed. It was our band. So, yeah, it's disappointing how it ended, but we move on, you know what I mean?
I mean, was it a shock when it actually was finally properly over?
I kind of seen it coming, you know what I mean? Our kid had sort of distanced himself from us anyway. There's a lot of talk about me travelling separately and having different dressing rooms. That's just lies, you know what I mean? I was always a band player, you know what I mean? So I kind of seen it coming, you know what I mean? I think he just wanted out. You'd have to ask him when he comes round to take over the world when it's his turn. But by the time, you know, and he's playing the quiet card, but by the time he gets around to doing his thing, I'm sure he's going to get asked about it and we'll be rocking on a stage.
Do you want his record to be good, though?
For music, without a doubt, of course. I love him, you know what I mean? He's my brother. I don't want him to write shit.
Yeah, it's difficult.
And he'll know about it. If he writes shit, he'll think about it for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not like Lennon McCartney, is it? It's you actually...
Yeah, we're brothers, and it upsets me, mum, and that, but, you know...
She tried to say, ring him up.
She comes like, oh, Noel was asking you for the other day. I'm like, yeah, because I'm... But, it'll happen when it happens, you know what I mean? It'll happen, but, you know... It's only a year and a half ago, so I'm not missing him that that soon, so I don't think he's missing me, so...
It's who's got to make the first call, that's difficult, isn't
Well,
it?
I'm that kind of person. I'll probably make the first call.
Yeah.
I'll probably get the phone put down, but I'm a bigger man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not...
It's a tough one.
It's nowhere near in the future just yet.
Because he's written a bunch of songs now, hasn't he?
Apparently so, yeah.
And McGee said they were really good.
Yeah, what would McGee know?
Well, have you fallen out with him?
Not fallen out with him, no. Not fallen out with anyone, no.
Yeah.
You don't do Oasis songs, do you?
No, not yet. Well, I'll let our kid butcher them first and then show them how it's done.
The story came out, there was a rumour that you were open to a reunion.
I'm definitely up. Well, Noel is the one that started this kind of thing. But I'm definitely up for doing the tour. I mean, I don't think me and him will ever be in a full-on band again, you know what I mean? That's done, I think, but Noel was mentioning, like, a tour for the 2015 What's the Story Morning Go, and I think by then, 3 years, I think I'll have grown up a little bit by then, so will he. We've got time to work on it, you know what I mean? But if not, I think we can do that and then go back to our BDI and the High Flying Birds, whatever it is, but we'll see if the people want it, who might stand in the way. If they don't want it, they don't want it.
You've been in, you know, you've toured with your sister, so you have a very different relationship with how a sibling can work in a band. Do you guys talk about that, managing that?
We used to fight too, you know. We used to fight too, and it was always.
Yeah, they're worse than us too. Yeah. All right.
But you threw me just then.
Did you ever see a fight and you're like, I got to leave the room. I'll come back later. Yeah.
I know. I just stand there and learn from it.
Yeah.
There's nothing with two girls fighting a lot bitchier than guys, aren't it? So I'll have that. I'll use that on our kid next time.
You keep calling him our kid, don't you?
Yeah.
He's our kid, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, I think, you know, I've never really witnessed anything between Liam and Noel. Never seen them. You know, I've maybe phone arguments, but never seen them. But he has witnessed Nat and I fight. And sometimes I think the pressure of everything builds up. It's never anything serious that you fight over.
It's over a bagel or something.
It's so stupid. It is.
Or
it
cream
really...
cheese or something. You know.
But it's.
Listen, I've tried to get through as much of the interview as I can without mentioning your brother, just because I would imagine you probably get bored of it. But yeah, I still get tweets.
Which one? Which one?
Well, no.
Right, go on. I don't mind talking about our kid. No, I don't
When was the last time you...
As long as you make the interview.
Yeah.
You know, because we've talked about it a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
As long as it just doesn't start with this. But go on.
Okay. Well, are you speaking at all at the moment?
No. Not speaking.
I heard that when...
You've got nothing to say, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I heard when City won the title last year that you did talk.
No.
Not true.
No.
In 2015, it'll be 20 years, won't it, since What's the Story and the great Blur Oasis #1 battle. Yeah. Does that hold any kind of emotional anniversary for you? Would you like to reform the band in that year? Or
no, if that happens, then it'll happen. But I don't see it. I don't look to the future. I don't look that far ahead. You know what I mean? Don't know what I'm doing next week. You know what I mean? But let's see. We'll have these things. You know, we'll have to be talked about, but not interested in the slightest right now.
Right now, it's just BDI. Yeah. That's like on a band level. On a personal level, do you not sometimes feel a bit sad that your kids don't see their uncle?
He don't see my kids either. So it's not. I've not sort of banished him. He hasn't seen my kids. I haven't seen his kids. The kids haven't seen kids, and that happens. Though when two people who are stupid talk about each other, that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? But it's not all one-way traffic. You know what I mean? It's not like Noel's knocking at my door with a box of chocolates and a bunch of flowers, going, "Come speak to me," and I'm going, "No." It's just we just don't get on it, and we're not getting on at the moment.
There's a song on the album called "Don't."
I mean, we're not even not getting on.
Right. You're just not nothing.
We're just not nothing at the moment.
There's a song on the album "Don't Brother Me," and a few critics have been quick to jump on it and go, "Oh, is that Liam having a pop or whatever?" But when I heard it, I've heard it.
It is a little bit, but
it sounds a bit sad to me.
Could have been a lot worse.
It sounds a bit melancholic, though.
Yeah, there is a bit. There's a little bit of that in there, and there's a little bit of that in there. Yeah, there is. Yeah, of course, man.
So there's not so much venom towards him anymore.
No, there's not. Not at all. He's still a idiot, you know what I mean? And I'm still an idiot to him and all that. But that's life, you know what I mean? It's like that's just us joke, you know, about. You know what I mean? That's how we speak. You know what I mean? I don't wish him any bad luck, you know what I mean?
But like, you're taking your mobile out of your pocket now, but you wouldn't call him?
I haven't got his number.
You haven't got your own brother's number?
No, I haven't got my other brother's number that I talk to either.
Okay. So that's just not unique to him?
I haven't got many people's numbers.
You know, I think admits in the movie that he doesn't think Oasis would have got off the ground without your voice.
That's probably the truest thing he's ever said.
What do you think to that?
Nah, his songs are great and I'm great and we were all great, you know what I mean? It's good to be making music of that calibre.
Well, Oasis will never die. Those songs will never die.
Never die. We're not getting back together and I haven't seen our kid before you ask.
No, I'm not. Do you know what?
Do
you know what? I wasn't going to ask. And I'll tell you why I wasn't going to ask. It's because, like I said to you before, I feel like a lot of fans. I feel I'm somehow in the middle of something which is nothing to do with me. Whereas, and I don't mean just because I've met the pair of you. I mean as a fan. And yeah, I'd love it if Oasis got back together. But the next best thing for me as a fan is the fact that you've got an album coming out and Noel's got an album.
Yeah, totally, man. I mean, it's not like, you know, that's the way I see it as well. You know what I mean? If none of us were making music, then, you know, it'd be a valid point. You know what I mean? Going, go on, get band back together and all that. But there's 2 albums coming out here now with you know, that people like, you know what I mean? The people like Noel, people like me, people hate Noel, people hate me, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of good music coming from the Gallaghers at the moment, so...
There is, and I've heard your album, and I've heard some of his album. The same thing. I've heard like a handful of
Have a good
tracks.
sleep after it.
No, see now.
That's what I needed last night, man. To get a copy of his, man. I'd be out for the count. I wouldn't have got here today. I'd
So
still be
you're-
there snoring like a big old bear like that.
You're not helping. You're not helping this. And I know you laugh, but that doesn't help.
I know. I'm not here to help.
But because we kind of touched on this before. Do you know if he's heard your album? Because you,
I'm sure he has. You know what I mean? Yeah,
but
I'm
you
sure.
want him. You want him to like it. You
I
want
don't
him
care.
to go,
I don't care if he likes it or not. I don't care what he thinks of it. I know for a fact, deep down, he'll be going. I'm not allowed to swear. He'll be going. You know, he'll be going. You know, but you know, as a music lover, you know, if it's good, it's good, innit? You can't get away from it. So, you know, and I'm sure his album is great. You know what I mean? If
But
you like
I
that.
think, and you'll know more than me, and you'll tell me if I'm wrong. I genuinely think if he hears some of the tracks on this album or the album and goes, "It's good that I can
Yeah.
a good album."
Yeah, of course.
I think that's what he'll think.
Yeah, of course. And I'm sure, you know, he wants me to be happy, so I get off his case, but it ain't going to happen.
Yeah, just get off his case.
Oh, never.
It's become a sport for you.
It has.
Have you heard any of his stuff?
I heard just that little clip that was put out on
Right.
the internet the other week. I don't know, man. I'm not
good.
I'm
It's
sure
di- it's
look,
different.
It's very U2-y, innit? You know what I mean? If you like that kind of thing. But, you know, he's trying something new, and why not?
It's good. There's some good stuff.
I'm really happy for him.
But as a
Can't
as
wait, you know what I mean? I can't wait for him to play it live. That'll be good.
stop it. Stop. Look at me. Stop.
Just saying.
Right? Stop.
Good luck with that, mate.
I feel like a counsellor.
Go on.
But what's interesting, and I think for fans, and I do feel as though I'm in a weird privileged position where I've heard yours and I've heard his, and they are two separate albums. And yours is, and by the way, for critics of you or Noel, you can't win. So if you'd have gone and done something really different and really out there, they'd have gone. What? And
Yeah, there was no way I was coming back with. I needed to come back with a bunch of proper tunes. You know what I mean? To get back in people's psyche and that. There's no point in me coming back with, you know, a psychedelic record that, you know, it's just there's not. You know what I mean? There's no point in me doing that. I need to get back doing the songs. You know what I mean? So I'm quite happy with that kind of thing.
And I think,
And if you're going to do psychedelic music, at least take mushrooms, you know what I mean? I hate that kind of people who sit there and read a book on how to do psychedelic music. When you're meant to take loads of mushrooms and start dribbling and see what happens, you know what I mean? You don't just sort of design a psychedelia is not what it's about.
I just need to tell you just picked up a random piece of paper there to point that out. What you picked up was an advert for David Hasselhoff's cruise.
See, he's more psychedelic than our kid.
That's right. Stop.
Come on.
Stop.
They're off.
He's got a new
cruise, Liam.
You were giving love to your brother at the start of the week on his birthday.
Yeah, well, you know, getting old now, innit? You know what I mean? Who might be slagging off these pensioners and that? You know what I mean?
Liam!
You know what I mean? He's getting
I thought a reconciliation was on the cards.
Everyone knows I love our kids, you know what I mean? And it's all done in jest, man, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, I wished him happy birthday, and there you go. It's got to be done, hasn't it?
Have you spoken to him recently?
No, he don't speak to me. We don't speak to each other. I haven't spoken to him. We'll speak to him someday. So I'm very sad. But we'll get over it.
I hope it happens.
Yeah, man, me too.
I really do.
If anything, for me, mum, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure, like, I've got kids now, you know what I mean? When they have a little Barney, I'm like, come on, give it him back and come on. You know what I mean? And so I guess it mustn't be nice for me, mum, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yes, there's a lot in Enemy, and yes, the tweets, and yeah, there's all this, and it's been that way for more than 20 years.
Remain like that.
Is there humanity there? Is there a brotherhood still there?
On my side, but I love my brother. I've never stopped loving him. Obviously, he's pissed me off, and I think he threw me under the bus to split Oasis up to further his career as an artist. That's always going to be bubbling away inside. I think he's a bit smug as well, the way he walks the earth these days. You know what I mean? I think he needs bringing down a peg or two. So I'm just shining the light on him. You know what I mean? He had 4 years when I was sitting at home, going through my personal stuff, which was all my own doing and that, you know what I mean? But as a brother, you think you'd get like a little call on that. So yeah, I've got the hump with him, but I still love him without a doubt, you know what I mean? Without a doubt. So I guess that kind of song is probably for my kids. A lot of people think it's my brother, no, but I've got nothing to apologise to him for. If anyone's got anything to apologise, he should be apologising to me. So it's not for him, it's probably for my kids. It is for my kids and my mother. Terrible, man.
Well, obviously, I saw your Twitter this morning. Your brother, you really wanted him to be there.
No, I mean, it's not about whether I wanted him to be there. I just think he should have been there. You know what I mean? He's like, you know, he's from Manchester. You know, and he, you know, he should have been there, mate. It's nothing to do with me, man. And all this, like, people are going, oh, you know, he's staying away because of Liam. And it's like, fuck off, mate. I'd have gone up to him and give him grief, you know what I mean? If he was in the next dressing room, I'd have gone, all right. And then he'd have gone on and done his thing. It's nothing to do with Oasis getting back together. I'm getting fucking sick of that. It's like, fuck Oasis. Oasis has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He should have been there. He should have been there as a musician to go on and play songs for them beautiful kids that were killed and injured. You know what I mean? But he wasn't. That's life. Next time you see him, you ask him the question.
Yeah.
I made my thingies clear on Twitter.
Yeah, of course. And did you?
I didn't want him there so I could sing songs with him. I've got my stuff going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And did you text him beforehand or something, or did you just?
I don't have his number.
You don't have his number.
No.
Damn. So.
But I was wondering. I mean, what if, for example, you were buying, I don't know, a pair of shoes today, and Noel happens to be in the same shop? What do you say to him?
Oh, he won't be in the same shop as me. I go to grown-up shops for shoes. What if I bumped into him?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say hello. Probably. Are you paying for these? And get the most expensive shit? I don't know. I'd say hello, man. Yeah, man. I'd say hello. I'd probably. Yeah, man. I ain't got no beef, man. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, I'd get him at it on Twitter and all that, but I'd say hello, man, without a doubt. And if he said hello back, and then I'd go in for the kiss. You know what I mean? It's just see how we see where we go from that.
There's the exclusive of all time.
Yeah,
well
but you know what I mean? I certainly wouldn't be chasing him out of the shop, you know what I mean, with a pair of Crocs going, banging him on his head, you know what I mean? I miss my brother and I love him, you know what I mean? And I wish all this stuff would not have happened, but listen, mate, that guy's got nothing to prove, man. He's wrote some of the best songs in the universe, and I was privileged to sing on him, you know what I mean? So, it's just a joke when I dig him out, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's some great moments on his record, as is there is mine. Doesn't get up so much. He pisses me off, I piss him off. I think he's a bit of a snob. I think all the money and all the success went to his head. I think the people that he was knocking about with, I think they're pretty snobby. He writes his own songs and his gigs are boring. I don't write my songs and my gigs go off. He used to be a bit of a working class lad, hang about with the real people. Now he's a bit like, he hangs about like, he's not too far off where the Queen knocks about, you know what I mean? Bucking around that kind of, he hangs about in them places, so I think he's a bit up his own ass. So hence why me and him fall out, because I'm not.
And he's had a bit of a go.
I still hang about with a riff-raff.
What does your mum think about your rivalry with Noel?
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't like it, but, you know, what can you do? You know what I mean? We're both... Obviously, if we were younger, she'd give us a slap, you know what I mean? But we're 45 and he's 51, you know what I mean? If anything, he should know better because he's older than me, you know what I mean? But, no, she doesn't like it, you know what I mean? She just thinks we're stupid, but she's washed her hands with it now. She's like, look, both get out of my sight.
So what happens at Christmas?
Well, I don't know. Somewhere we share her, don't we? One Christmas she goes to Noel's. He had her this year, and next Christmas I'll have her. Poor woman.
Liam, late last year there was a bit of communication on Twitter with your brother Noel. Did you end up catching up over Christmas?
Didn't catch up with him over Christmas, didn't catch up with him last Christmas, not caught up with him over Christmas for about 15 years. He goes to see me mum, and then we sort of share me mum. I'll have her next Christmas. But yeah, no, the truth is, I mean, he said a few things that I didn't like, and I've let him have it again, so that's the way it goes. Because he thinks his shit don't stink, you know what I mean? He thinks he's got all the answers, you know what I mean? And he likes to sit on his high horse and let everyone have it. So I like to point out a few little silly things he's done, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm watching him. It's just like he was saying the other day about, like, it's undignified for a 50-year-old to play stadiums. So I pointed out that it's more undignified to support someone, to support the undignified playing stadiums. Do you know what I mean? Just little things like that.
Liam, was there a significant event that turned you two against each other, or is it something that's been there since birth?
I think, well, obviously he's the middle child, innit? So when I come along, I just took all the...
all the glory?
I took the glory, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think it could have been that, yeah.
Who'd win in the fight?
I'd eat him alive.
Leading up to the big argument backstage in Paris, which saw the end of Oasis.
There was a lot of stories sort of coming out about me, and I'm thinking, yeah, how was all this getting out here? And it was a source said, so there was all of a sudden, there was a lot of people from these national papers backstage sipping champagne and that, while writing dodgy stories about us and that, and I'm thinking, this ain't quite right. Anyway, we're on the train to Paris on the Eurostar, and he's filling them in again, giving it all this, oh yeah, this is what we got up to last night and all that. So we were having a couple of drinks and stuff. We get off the train and we go to the gig, and I confront him with it. I said, look, I said, you better stop bringing all these people backstage who are writing naughty stories about us, and he's going, oh, blah, 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 and then it all kind of kicked off from there. But it was coming, you know, it wasn't just a flippant thing. This thing had been happening, it had been brewing for quite a bit.
So was it actually in your dressing rooms backstage at the venue? in
Yeah,
Paris?
just before we went to go on, he'd come in and I've said something to him, and he said something to me, and then he smashed my guitar up for the record. I didn't smash his up. One that I got bought for my 40th off my my ex-wife and that, and my kid, and it had like a nice message on the back of it. He smashed that up, and that was the end of it. I went on stage, got his, and then smashed his. It's all very childish.
So
and
you
that,
did
but
go on stage. So they did see you.
I went on stage, waved at the crowd, and then just quickly had a tussle with the roadie,
right,
and got his guitar.
And so what happened then?
And then I come back. We had a bit of a scrap, and then I told him a couple of things, and he said a few things to me, and then he clicked his fingers, got his big security guard to drive off, and then that was the end of that.
Okay, so what happened in the next 24 hours from your point of view?
I went back to the hotel, drank lots, and then I sort of looked at Gem and Andy and said, look, just because he's left, we're carrying on, you know what I mean? Obviously, we won't go under the name of Oasis, but we're carrying on, you know what I mean? We don't just go on because Noel Gallagher goes on.
Okay.
Congratulations on a more serious thing. Congratulations on your engagement.
Yeah.
You just got engaged.
Yeah.
To Debbie. I don't know whether you wanted to do this or whether your mum insisted you do this, but I believe that you are going to invite.
Yeah, I'm going to invite him, and why not? He's my brother, man, and we'll see. You know, all he can do is turn it down, can't he?
Well, I hope he doesn't. Well, obviously
we'll see, won't we? But I'm sure I can't see him coming.
But that's kind of, that is sad, and that's a shame for him as well.
Yeah, because my other brother's going to be a best man. So listen, he ain't going to come, right? But listen, we can dream, can't we?
Well, look, here's the thing. It's not till next year. No. There's time. There's time maybe for things to be
change,
improved.
Yeah.
There might. Are you optimistic?
Oh, without a doubt, man. Of course. But you know, he's just going through a bit of a weird patch in at the moment, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like, you know, he says shit, I say shit, and it all gets a bit out of hand and that. But we just need to grow up, I guess. But the ball's in his court, man.
It seems to me like you have grown up, though. I don't mean that in a patronising way. You used to be. It used to be. I don't know. I think maybe you disagree, but I always thought you were the unreasonable one, and he was the reasonable one. That's how it was presented to us.
Yeah.
And maybe there's some truth in that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think we're both unreasonable, and we're both. What was the other one?
Reasonable.
Yeah.
But right now, you seem to be being very reasonable. I don't know what Noel's saying, to be fair. I don't know
he's been that other word.
Yeah, OK.
Yeah. I'm being really unreasonable.
Well, then let's drill into this bit. So, is he being unreasonable, do you think, because you were once so unreasonable that he just thought, that's it, I'm done, not even ever going to change? Or is he being unreasonable because he is now just being unreasonable?
You're doing well with this unreasonable.
Yeah, I'm
word.
keeping
You're showing off now, aren't you?
I think I've got it right, and it's a hard word for me to say.
Yeah. Okay. You're doing well, man.
So, is there anything in that?
I don't know what it is, man, with him at the moment, you know, or whatever. I don't know why we split up, so I'd like to know. So,
Hold it, you must have some idea why you split up.
No,
Was it all on him?
Maybe I might have been a bit too rock and roll for him and that, and I might have cancelled a few gigs and that, and I might have stayed up later than I should have some nights, but, you know, we're not Club 7, that's what you do. So, and I don't know, maybe he just wanted to go solo and do his thing and just be on his own and take all the fun out, you know, he just wanted to do his thing, but I don't know what I've done really, to be fair, but, you know, we'll get to the bottom of it one day.
But here's the thing, you've both enjoyed now solo success.
Yeah.
All right? You both came out, I think both of you had a bit of a wobble, both of you now established, and by the way...
No, I've had a wobble, but now I'm doing all right again. I think he's having a wobble now.
We won't get into wobble or unwobble.
I think he's having a wobble now.
Liam's new album is out now. It was released yesterday. Why Me, Why Not? I've listened to it 4 times since I'm in your comment. I love it. It's really good.
Got
And
some good tunes,
I think it's your best solo stuff.
Yeah, well, it won't be hard. I've only done 2. This is the second one. But it is better than the last one.
Well, it's better than the last one, that's what I'm saying. But let me hear some lyrics in it. One of the songs seems to be, am I right in thinking this is about you and Noel, one of us?
Well, no, I've got another brother called Paul, so it's about family, you know what I mean, and people who... It's just about brotherhood and friendships.
This particular thing here, it does sound like... Because you haven't fallen out with Paul.
What's the lyrics? Get the band back together, you...
No. You paraphrased it elegantly. That's essentially... that's the gist of it. The gist of it is, why aren't we doing this great fun thing we did together once again?
I don't think we should have split up, man. You know what I mean? We'd had worse arguments about lesser things and that, and You know, I think we were a proper band, and I think I think we need a good band like that. You know, and we did exactly what you said on the tin.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is a massive shame. And, you know, many of us... I never saw a whole Oasis gig. I saw you perform, because you did my show. I was very pleased when you did. But I've never seen a whole Oasis gig, and I thought, I really want to see it. And then you split up too soon.
We were around for 20 years, I was Jonathan. Fucking hell, what are you up to? You know what I mean? It's like, you're not like... You know what I mean? Not like these 16-year-olds that weren't born then. You were like, you lived down the corner from us. You know, you could have got off your ass. You couldn't have seen us, you know what I mean?
I can see why you don't get on with your brother. I mean, you're like, let it go.
What was the question again?
I can't remember. I was just saying, it's a shame. It would be great if you could get better.
Yeah, the main thing is being brothers, man. Forget the band.
But if you were in a band now, presumably you're 47 now. You're an older man.
Yeah.
Noel's an older man. He's older than you, isn't he? A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smaller as well.
You're not helping matters.
But yeah, no, he's 52, I think.
Say something nice about Noel. Because he's probably going to watch this.
Yeah, he's definitely going to watch it. Well, he's a great songwriter, man.
Yeah, there you go. Noel,
there you go.
Great songwriter. He gives you your props there. Okay.
No. I see my man when I see her, regardless of him. If he's there, he's there, but he's not there when I see her. Or when she comes down to me.
But what's strange to me is the fact that you obviously want the band to get back together, even despite this.
I don't want the band to get back together. We shouldn't have split up, you know what I mean? There was no big deal, you know what I mean? He's making out as if I've stabbed one of his cats or, you know, slapped one of his kids or, dare I say it, tried it on with his missus, you know what I mean? It's like, leave it out, mate. It's like we had a little argument, you know what I mean? About things, you know what I mean? Brew, it wasn't just, we've always argued, you know what I mean? So, I just think he wanted out, you know what I mean? And he wanted to make me the scapegoat, you know what I mean? He obviously wasn't getting enough attention. For that.
Do you wish you and your brother can be cool?
Yeah, mate, yeah, I wish so, yeah. Only for the brother side of it, not bothered about Oasis, you know what I mean? Oasis, if it's done, you know what I mean? The most important thing is about me and him being brothers. And I've got another brother, you know what I mean, that he doesn't speak to, so it'd be nice for us all three of us to be together. And obviously my mum's still alive, so she gets upset by it, but he thinks that I'm sort of like desperate to get the band back together and for money, and it's not, I didn't join a band to make money, I joined a band to have fun, you know what I mean, and get off my head and, you know, go and see the world and that, you know what I mean. If I'm on it, I'd do it for nothing, if everyone else is doing it for nothing.
In a picture perfect world, how would you want things to play out?
Right, what with me and Noel?
Yeah.
Just him to come to my house, get on his hands and knees and beg for mercy and say sorry. And maybe bring me a cake with a little candle on it. I'm only joking. Just, I don't know, man, just for me and him to go for a beer, man, and like shoot some you know what I mean, and get whatever's on his chest off. Because I don't think we should have split up. I don't think it was a big argument, you know what I mean? I didn't kick his cat. And I didn't try it on him with his missus or anything like that. So I don't know what the problem is, you know what I mean? I think he just wanted to go away and do a solo career, get all the corn, and be surrounded by all the yes men that he can fire and hire and fire whenever he wants. He can't do that with me.
What's the best present anyone ever gave you?
My brother bought me a John Lennon necklace that he wore when he met the Maharishi. And that was the nicest thing he ever done for me.
Passion and soul in it, right? How happy do you feel about your life right now?
Well happy. This is the happiest I've been for a bit. I mean, for a long time. It's like I'm in a good place at the moment. Nice. I've got everything kind of. I wouldn't say I've got it sussed, you know what I mean? But I'm in it's a nice pace. I know when to go to bed. I know when to get up, and I know, you know what I mean? It's like I know what. I don't really hit it as hard as I used to. So, got my kids around me, got my missus and that. My mum's all happy, and everything's good. The only spanner in the works is you know who, you know what I mean? But that's life. But it's all good, man.
Doesn't that spanner upset your mum?
Yeah, of course, man. But that's life, innit? I guess there's always one bad egg in the family, isn't there? You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? She's still got me. She's still got our kid, our Paul, and that. So it is what it is. He's just having one of his weird. I think he's having a midlife crisis and that. But there you go. It's down to him, and it's down to the people around him. Like, there's only so much. There's only so many like olive branches you can give someone. You know what I mean? Without sort of going, well, actually, I don't think he really cares anymore. But that's life. Let's see how it ends up.
Because I'm one of two brothers, and I'm the younger one. And I just imagine my mum would be just distraught if me and my brother broke up like that.
Well, that's
She'd
what I
be
mean. I
distraught.
was saying the other day, I was saying, look, you know what I mean, if God forbid something happens to my mum, you know what I mean, and we haven't made up by then there will be war, you know what I mean, because there's been so many opportunities on his behalf to, like, not to get it's not about the band getting back together, I'm not asked about that, it's about just going, look, let's go for a beer, let's have a chat or whatever. And obviously, I in the press and he says stuff and his missus says something, I says something, all that, and it's all childish and we should all grow up and all that. But at the end of the day, basically, it's down to him, innit? You know what I mean?
Is one of us an olive branch?
Yeah, of course, man. But that's the last one, man. There'll be no more. It's like, look, but there's lots of things on the album that you could put towards him because he's a big part of my life. You know what I mean? Me and him was in this band, and it wasn't just. It meant a lot. Like it should do. You know what I mean? But
what do you miss about him?
Just being in a band, man, having a crack with him, you know what I mean?
About him?
Having a banter and just having a laugh and just all that stuff, you know what I mean? But there you go, that's life, isn't it?
You've got loads of love around you. I mean, you're not lacking for love.
Oh,
that's
no,
for
no.
certain.
Well, I'll tell you what it is, man. When I was, the last days in Oasis, there was a lot of in the area, a lot of in our dressing rooms that were all coming from his side. So I'm glad that at the moment, I haven't got one around me, not one.
I asked those because I know there was a period when I got the feeling you wanted to. You liked the idea of going
Well,
back
when someone offers £100 million to do a few gigs and that, man, you're going to sort of go, all right then, yeah.
Was that your offer?
But there's a lot of money knocking about, isn't there? So, like, you know what I mean?
It wasn't 100 million, was it?
It was £100 million to do like a tour and that, and I'm thinking, what? I'm not a dickhead, you know what I mean? I'll have a bit of that.
And so Noel has that much of a problem with working with that he turned down 100 million?
Yeah, well, he's not into it, is he?
I think everyone, before they'd heard you speaking about it, everyone thought you were the problem.
Right.
And
I am a problem.
No, but they thought you were being difficult and he was being reasonable. But now I think, certainly I've shifted my opinion. Now I'm thinking, OK, why won't he engage with you? And it seems like that's the problem.
No, I think we're both the problem. And the problem is that he thinks he's not the problem. He thinks that I'm both the problems, whereas I'm just a problem.
You're half the problem.
I'm half the problem,
Yes.
whereas I can't be having him thinking that it's just I'm the full problem.
Yeah, which is not fair.
Yeah, he needs to take on some of the problem.
He's
You
shared.
know what I mean? And the minute he does that, we'll move on. And
But he's incapable of doing that.
No, he needs to own his problem.
And you say you haven't spoken to him at all?
No.
It's so weird, isn't it?
No. Mega.
Would you do Gogglebox together as like a first step?
Maybe the bake-off or something. Maybe we just like maybe break some bread and that. You know what I mean?
That would be
Or, like,
amazing.
Bake a cake or something, or like throw strawberries at each other. Or like get a bit, what them call them with the cream things. Have a cream fight.
Yeah, like the spray cream.
That kind of stuff. Now you're talking.
I feel if it was females, though, we'd probably... Do you know what I mean? We'd probably get over it. I think with men, the ego, the pride, it's more...
Yeah.
I'm not going to say sorry if he's not going to say sorry.
I've
But
said
girls
sorry
with
millions
money...
times. I don't even know what you're saying sorry for, though. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that. I think it's... Who knows what it is?
But never say never, because you just...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a strange old world, isn't it, that we're living in now? So we'll see how it goes. Last one, but not least. Dear Liam, I really would like to make it up to you. I'm really sorry for slagging you off and splitting up Oasis. I will do anything for you. No. Is someone taking a piss with this one or what, do you reckon? I love you a long time. You're really cool. You've always been the coolest brother ever. I'll do anything for you. What's your favourite chocolates? Okay. Strange boy, man. I knew he'd come with him. You know what I mean?
This because he was asked just the other day, right? So, and I'm sure you will have seen this, so I'm going to play it.
I dare you to call me, and you won't call me, because if you do call me and I go...
Is this when he turns into a wrestler, Ric Flair?
Actually,
I dare
might
you.
work.
I dare you. I've seen it. I
You've
don't
got
want to
to
wear
be
it again because it'll put me in a bad mood.
Well, okay, so he says, you know what happens when you get in a room together. What does happen?
God knows. I reckon he'll tickle me to death with his feather duster or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
God knows, we haven't been in a room for however long.
That must be so hard for your mum. Because we've just been talking about you.
She's kind of over it, you know what I mean? She's like not bothered. She's just like, we're a pair of idiots. But, you know, it's like, the olive branch has been put out to him many a times.
So have you personally called him?
I haven't personally called him. I'm not
Why
going to
not?
personally call him. I haven't got his number. He will call me. I know he will. Because the universe will make him. That's what will happen.
Obviously, you were hurt when he split the band. Yeah, and that's an awful lot. Because it's... So you didn't do anything wrong?
Not as much as I normally do. I don't do anything wrong.
Normally do.
Oh, no, we're in a rock and roll band, man. You know what I mean? We're not the tweenies, you know what I mean? It's like...
You want him to call? for your relationship, not the band.
That would be lovely for me, mum, wouldn't it? And it'd be lovely. I'm asked about the band. The band will get back together when it gets back together. It'll be lovely for brothers to be talking, and my mum and all that. It'd be lovely. And my other brother. And families that haven't seen each other, like my kids haven't seen his kids, I haven't seen his kids. So all that would be great. And then we can get back to business. Or whatever, even if we don't get the band back together, that would be nice, you know what I mean? But
maybe you could solve this if you simply just went, do you know what? All right, I'm going to, and I'm going to call him. And have I got his number? Yeah.
Go on, let's call him.
Call him now.
Don't be silly. You move on then, yeah?
Yeah, we can move on.
Cool.
Of course, of course.
So I'm going to ask the question. You know this question's coming, of course.
No, don't. What's the question?
The only reason I'm asking you, I wasn't going to ask you, but because I read recently that you and Noel were talking again, and there was a chance you might think
I haven't spoken to him. I haven't spoken to him. I haven't spoken to him for about 10 years.
Wow.
2009, I think. Don't start that.
I think because people who don't understand necessarily what went on or what goes on, they feel like maybe you're missing out, or maybe he's missing out.
I'm having a great time. Don't worry about it. It's all good, man.
So that's not happening?
Not this week, no.
Okay.
Right then, so I'm going to dedicate this next tune to my little brother, who's still playing hard to get, but that's all right. But word on the street is he was spotted in a really posh chocolate shop, one of them Thorntons, buying some chocolates. So you never know. You know what I mean? Half the world away.